Hey guys, and welcome to I don't know what to call this. A real ban list, a fake list. I don't know. It's something that's never happened before, but it's kind of weird. All right, earlier today on that Yu-Gi-Oh hyphen or dash card.com, like that, the website that everybody knows, official Konami Yu-Gi-Oh website, was posted a ban list for September 2013, and then it was immediately taken out down like in like minutes. But there was just enough time for people to get a peek of it and get some pictures. So just to make sure and confirm that's legit, the link is in the description for all the links to you so you can see it on the website. So this is what they supposedly was going to be changed on the list. So instead of doing the usual like everybody else is doing, like, hey, this supposedly there's supposed to be link list. Oh, tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go through the list, give my opinions on how I feel about it, and basically explain how this affects the meta if this is actually the ban list. Just like I'm gonna do when the real ban list comes. So we're just gonna dive right into it. So banned. The only card banned, Heavy Storm. And of course, when you gotta ban the Heavy Storm, you gotta bring back Giant Trunade. Alright, now some people are saying that Heavy Storm should be banned because, it makes your opponent neg, and you know what? It's just the luck of the draw, If you get Heavy Storm, you get Heavy Storm. If you get Dark Hole, you get Dark Hole. But, at the same time, it's a balanced card. It's not like you can't stop Heavy Storm. It's not like you can't play Starlight Road, Huge Revolution is over. The problem with Giant Trunade is, A, you can't stop Giant Trunade with those cards. And now you're thinking, well, at least your opponent doesn't lose cards. But the problem is that it nets the opponent, it nets the person who's using Giant Trunade's advantage so much that in comparison, Heavy Storm is just really insignificant. It's like, alright, the general, like, oh, you set back row and then I Heavy Storm you. It's like, okay, sure. Now you're saying that you want Giant Trunade back because if I Giant Trunade you, at least you get all your cards back to your hand. But it can still promote Xing in a sense, and like I said, you still can't Starlight Road me now because I'm just returning them from the field to the hand. Now let's say, hypothetically speaking, that we have the same exact back row. Let's say we have a bottomless, a deep prison, and a Solenoid, both of us. If I were a heavy, you would lose your cards, I would lose my cards, and that would be the end of it. Now, if I Giant Trunade, all our cards return back to hand. Your cards return back to your hand. My cards return back to hand. Then I summon a whole bunch of monsters and I hit you for damage. Now I'm gonna during my second main phase, I can set my cards and my turn. When you draw, now you're in the hole because now my card's activated. Now, my bottomless is ready to send one of your cards move from play. My Solemn Warning's ready to stop something for you. My Deep Prison's ready to move from play when you attack. While your cards, the same exact cards that you had, are now in your hand, unactive, and you can go ahead and reset them, but at this point, the damage is done. My monster's on the field, so bottomless. My monster's on the field, so warning is useless. So really, in my opinion, Giant Trunade's much, much more powerful than Heavy Storm. They've tried this before, and it immediately switched back. I hope Heavy Storm doesn't go away. And now some of you are probably saying, well, why don't you just ban Heavy Storm? Heavy Storm is a card because it's the card that holds its presence. It's like if we ban Heavy Storm, we'll just go back to a set 5 format where everybody's just going to set all the back rows because it's like, well, there's no Heavy Storm. And in a sense, Giant Trunade is the same exact way, It's like, if we were to switch Heavy Storm and Giant Trunade, people would be like, well, might as well set all my entire back row because what, if he's got a Giant Trunade, I just get the cards right back to my hand anyway, so it's not like it does anything. Just having Heavy, that presence of, hey, go ahead, set our back row because you know what, there's a chance you can get Heavy and you're gonna neg. That just keeps the game in check. It's checks and balances of Yu-Gi-Oh, and the Heavy Storm is definitely one of them, a major one. So I hope that this isn't true, that like maybe they put the list up and then they wanted to make some changes. If they were going to do that, I hope that they make this change because switching Heavy Storm with Giant Trunade is not a smart idea because Giant Trunade, in my opinion, is women broke. Tell me what you guys think about Giant Trunade. Alright, other cards limited to 1. Little Boy. I'm okay with Little Boy being hit down to 1. I would rather see Secrets hit down to 1 because, Little Boy can be veilered, You can stop Little Boy from, you can veiler him, you can breakthrough skill him, you can Fiendish Chain him. You can Solemn Warning him. There's just a handful of things you can do just to stop a little boy from searching. But Secrets? I said Judgment before, didn't I? I don't know. But I meant Secrets. But Secrets, there's not much you can do unless you, like, Dark Bribe or, Forbidden Curse Seal, Forbidden Spell, or whatever. But, so if they want to put a little boy down to 1, I guess. But I feel like Secrets would have been a better hit. Tell me what you guys think about that. Then we got Diva. Go to Diva. Diva down to 1. Diva down to 1 for, I guess, a Mermail hit is not big enough. I feel like Dragoons would have been a better target to go down to 1, and maybe Diva to 2. But if they want to put Diva down to 1, I guess. Diva can still summon, infantry marksmen, and, their position won't be changed. So I feel like, Mermail players will just run their 1 Diva, You can search with it with Dragoons, so it's not like you'll never get it. And did you forget that they have 3 salvages? So it's kind of like, okay, Diva, summon marksman, sync for 5, I think that's right. I don't know. I get marksman and infantry mixed up. Anyway, I think it's Diva, marksman, sync for 5. Salvage, get my Diva and my marksman back. Diva, marksman, sync for 5. So it's kind of like they're not doing much. It's not a big hit. Dragoons would have been much better target to hit to 1. So let's find out with real Blist. So tell me what you guys think about Diva going down to 1. Next card being limited to 1. Judgment, yes, the card that just came out is supposedly going down to 1. Now, all those banless speculations, they all said ban, but if Konami decides to hit Judgment down to 1, I can see where they're coming from. Make it like the win condition card, it's kind of like, hey, this is a one-time use, but in a sense, no, it's not, It's kind of like Samurais with their gateway, but if you destroy 6 Samurais' gateway, it's pretty much gone. This can be like, oh, well, I activate Judgment, I get all my cards, then I activate Fate, and I remove it from play, and then I use Eternity, and I get it back to my hand. So, you can kind of loop it, but going down to 1, I see where Konami's coming from, but if they were going to hit this card at all, this card should have, A, never been made, or be banned. But I guess if they want to hit it down to 1 and still make spellbooks a viable deck, then through this method of Judgment, then I guess go ahead. So tell me what you guys think about Judgment going down to 1. And the last card going down to 1, Fire Formation Tensu. Now I see where they're coming from with this because every single turn you get that additional normal summon of Beast Warrior type monster. It kind of nets you that advantage, and you make your Tigers and your Cardinals. So I can see where they're coming from with this. It's not like double summon where you only use it once and it's over. This is kind of like, hey, get 2 summons. I see the hit. I mean, since it's on here, I'm not in my head and I'm saying okay. Like if someone posted a ban list and said that Fire Formation Tensu should go down to 1, I'd be like, I guess. I don't think so, no. But if it was to be hit down to 1, I wouldn't be shocked. So that's how I feel about it. Tell me what you guys think. So that's all the cards limited to 1. So limited to 2, we have Mezuki. Yeah, Mezuki has a loop where he just loops himself out. But I guess if they want to put Mezuki up to 2, promote more zombies, promote the vampire deck, then I guess, I'd rather see like TG Striker go up to 2 instead of Mezuki or something. But, if they want to put Mezuki up to 2, then I guess more power to you. So zombies have fun with 2 Mezukis, just banishing him and summoning stuff from the graveyard. At least you don't have card to save return. And another card limited to 2, Book of Moon. Alright, I've said this time and time and time again. Whatever Book of Moon is at, that's what it'll be played at. So Book of Moon at 2, you know how many Book of Moons people are going to play? 2. If Book of Moon went to 3, you know how many Book of Moon people will play? 3. If Book of Moon went to 5,000, you know how many Book of Moon people will play? 5,000. It's a really good card, and in my opinion, it's the 4th to the Trinity, the Holy Trio. The trio. You got that Monster Reborn Dark Hole Heavy Storm, yes, but 4th, Book of Moon, in my opinion, takes the cake, because, it's not a bad card. It's a quick play spell. You can activate it during your turn, you can activate it during your opponent's turn, you can just set something that gets on your nerves and kill it, So, it's not a bad card. And it goes to 2, people are just going to play it at 2, so if this is the real list, let's just find out what Book of Luna 2 will really do. But now we got cards like Lance, so if you need to Lance and block your cards, so go ahead and do it. And unlimited, nothing. There is nothing unlimited, supposedly. So you're probably thinking, A, why no Dragon Ruler hit? And B, why are the Dragon Rulers in the side deck? Alright, the way that this list was a new special ruling, which has never been done before for Dragon Rulers. And the special ruling was, you can only have 6 Dragon Rulers in a deck. So, 6 Dragon Rulers in a deck, that includes these guys too, because they are also Dragon Rulers. So, a total of 6 out of these guys. Yeah, that is a big enough hit, in my opinion, to just shut it down, alright? No, I don't care if Super Jube's not banned, because the Dragon deck, Elemental Dragons are essentially dead if this is true, you know? Because it includes babies. So, what are you gonna run? I mean, they're probably gonna run maybe 2 blasters, 1 burner, and maybe 2 tidal, 1 what's his name, stream, and not run the other 2. That's probably what they would do, but once again, the deck is not at its full strength, and I just don't see the deck being viable anymore. Yet it's a subtle enough hint that the deck is dead, but not subtle enough to where other decks, such as Fire Kings and Fire Fist playing Blast, or Redox being played in Machina, Tempest being played in Dragoonides, Tidal being played in Mermels, where they're not phased, because I believe that they only run 2 big dragons and 1 baby, so that doesn't phase them. But essentially, if that's true, and that's the special ruling that you can only run 6 Dragon Ruler cards in your deck, then the deck of Dragon Rulers or Elemental Dragons is dead. It's dead. So that's it. So tell me what you guys think about this list. Overall, this list is fairly decent. I'm okay with everything except for the heavy and Trunade switch. Everything else I'm perfectly fine with. I wish Diva was not hit, and Dragoons instead. So I gave my opinion. I think the list is okay except for the switch. Now, time for me to, through my knowledge of being a fairly decent, fairly knowledgeable Yu-Gi-Oh player, what the early format would look like for Yu-Gi-Oh if this were really the list. Dragons are dead. You don't have to worry about that deck anymore. It's done. Spellbooks are going to try to change it up. They're probably going to run 3 High Priestess. They're definitely going to run World of Prophecy, try to get that Judgment back in their hand and such like that. So the deck will vary, but it won't it's not going to go out without a fight. I think that's the fact. Dragons, some people won't try to go out with a fight. They're probably going to change it to where they're, like I said, they're going to run 2 blaster, 2 tidal, 1 burner, 1 stream, and try to run other dragons. Try to squeeze some dragons in there. Try to run more of it'll probably look more like a Dark World deck. They're probably going to try to draw faster. Probably cards like Dark World Dealing and such. Try to net advantage to Super Rejuve, and since they have the room at this point, probably play some back row. So that's how Elemental Dragons, if they still survive, will look like. The top tier decks, it will be pretty much like early March 2013, where it's pretty much water versus fire. It's going to be Fire Fist with their 3-axis and their 4-axis and their Cardinals and their Roosters versus Mermels, because Mermels weren't hit that hard, They're like, okay, well, I have 1 Diva. Once again, I said it, you have 3 Salvages, you still have 3 Dragoons, 3 Megalo, 3 Abyss DS, so Mermels are still going to be working it. So it's going to be a water-fire format. With Dragons mostly hurt and out of the way and Spellbooks kind of crippled, decks that will try to peak and be at 1.5 will be A, Evil Swarms, who will try to just naturally take the matchup with... try to take the match with Mermels, because you won't be able to special them level 5s. Try to face against 3-axis, in which 3-axis you won't be able to synchro summon into Horse Prince, so they're going to try to stop you with that. And Constellars. Constellars are definitely going to be up there. Constellars have always been kind of like that sitter deck, just waiting. And, even in the OCG, they've been up there. They're a high point of other, and with dragons and spellbooks out the way, um, I can see Constellars coming to try to put their place in the top with against Mermails and Firefist. And then you will have, of course, the sleeper decks. Since Heavy Storm is banned and Trunade is here, of course, like every year, but this time especially, you will have the sleeper deck of Gladiator Beasts trying to, pop their head into the format, like they always do. Once again, since you switched heavy with Trunade, you will have 6 Samurais who will try to, you know, instead of heavy, giant Trunade, you bounce all your cards back, summon a whole bunch of cards, and just, try to OTK you. So that's what Samurais would do. And of course, Heroes, the deck that is mostly good in every format, just because how consistent it is, how fast it is, and with enough back row, can just up you, and just very versatile. So that's what I believe how to look. Everybody else will pretty much stay the same, or just try to, once again, everybody will stay the same, but try to fight for the top, just like every format. But that's how I feel the format would shape if this were truly the list. So tell me what you guys think about this list. Like I said, this isn't confirmed, and I don't really know what the real list is. I even went to Worlds, and I don't even know what the list is. But Konami said that they will put the list in a V-Jump, I believe on the 21st. So as soon as I get news of the list, I will once again do another video and go over it. But this is really the list, then I'll pretty much be like, yeah, this is the list. So you guys already know how I feel about this now. So if this is truly the list, then there you go. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and tell me what you guys think of this list, okay? So I will see you guys on the real ban list video.